Hi everyone, now I need to apologise for what happened last night or just literally 5 minutes ago as far as we're concerned. As you can probably tell, the live streaming didn't work out too well. We struggled with internet connection, there was various other things going on, but we're going to record a recorded version for you so you can obviously get to hear our thoughts on the game tonight or last night as you're watching now. We've got Ryan McGinley with me, we've got Euan as well. First time meeting you, Euan, first time being back at Celtic Park in a long time. What was your thoughts on the spectacle of the game last night?
I just absolutely adored it, man. Just see actually being back at Celtic Park for the first time in ages. It's the wee things. It's losing a stone coming up this massive sets of stairs. It's seeing the pitch for the first time. It's makes some noise for the boys. You know, all this sort of pre-match rituals you can't forget about. You've been away for so long and loved it. Absolutely loved it. Can't wait to get back to you.
Wee tear in your eye at any stage tonight?
I didn't feel a tear in my eye, but I certainly felt emotional without being emotional, I would say. I could definitely feel the sort of the momentous occasion of being back at a sort of capacity Celtic stadium. Just being back was absolutely brilliant. It felt like I was coming home.
Rolling down London Road.
Exactly. Do you know, I was singing that in my head as I was going down the street to the Celtic game. It's just so great to be back. It's something that I've missed so much. Do you know, through watching the team through the TV over the past year, nothing compares to going to the Celtic games. It's just something different. Celtic Park, it's just different, baby, as Yanis Hadji would probably say. But do you know, it is completely different. Do you know, it was an absolute joy to be there tonight, to be part of it all, and hopefully more to come for the future. Hopefully this can just be the normality, that's it.
I don't know about you guys, but I didn't get ripped up pieces of Paradise Windfall chucked at me on the Path to Paradise last season. That is the joys that you can only get at Celtic Park. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the occasion last night. Was there any wee daft things you forgot about? Because I'd certainly forgotten about the rains of paper that come down on you of failed tickets. No one actually collected the Paradise Windfall tonight, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Roll over time.
Yeah, exactly. Let's chat about the game though. Celtic really commanding. I thought we were in second gear for a lot of the game. Yep. Ryan, very comfortable 7-2 aggregate win against Jablonec. We would all have taken that before the tie, but I still feel there's much more to come from this Celtic team.
I think that's the absolutely exciting thing that's coming from this Celtic team. There is definitely more to come. We didn't get out of second gear tonight. I felt like it could have been 6 or 7-0 if the Celtic team wanted it, but do you know what? They just held back and just dominated the game. I was so impressed. It was a sort of different performance to what it was on Sunday. It was so measured, but we still were clinical when we needed to be. David Turnbull with the 2 goals. I'm so glad that he got goals to his game because his last performance deserved a couple of goals, so I'm glad that he got a couple of goals to add to his performances over the past couple of games. Totally dominant. The other team didn't lay a glove on us, to be honest. I don't think anyway. A couple of great saves from the goalkeeper as well. What more can you ask for? It was utterly dominant from start to finish.
We're going to come on to the saves from Joe Hart because I genuinely, I'm not even joking here, I had a tear in my eye when the saves were made in the roar from Celtic Park.
I thought it was soft, man.
I don't know what that says about Barkas and Bain. Well, I probably have a rough idea, but that was a pretty amazing moment. But I think if we go kind of the opposite way and go front to back type way, Kyogo, relatively quiet. I mean, I say relatively quiet in comparison to Sunday. Anything's going to be quiet, but obviously didn't get a goal tonight. But just when you see him in the flesh, so quick, so sharp, chases down the ball so well, and could have had a goal inside 30 seconds of both halves. He had one when he was in goal in the both halves, and that just sums up how quick he is with his feet and also mentally as well.
Yeah, his movement is absolutely scary, and it's not just what he does. It's what he does out of possession too. Even when the ball's not coming to him, the decoy runs that he makes. You know, Turnbull, Christie, Abada, Forrest, they're going to get goals because of Kyogo's movement, because he's just tearing defenders apart. He's taking them in different directions. He's opening up that space, and he's such a clever striker. And I think at 26, he's only going to get better.
I keep forgetting he's 26. I don't know about you guys, but I think he's younger for whatever reason. I thought when we signed him, he was going to be a player who, without going down the stereotypical Japanese route, very good mentally, reads the game really well, which he does, but I thought he was maybe going to lack a bit of pace, because in the past, I could be wrong here, but I don't think Japanese football, pace is something you would really associate with players coming out of that country, but he is rapid.
He is absolutely rapid. I would say He's physically faster than the other defenders, but I would say he's mentally quicker. He's a couple of seconds quicker than the defenders he's playing against. He always seems to get beyond the defenders every single time. He causes absolute havoc with those defenders. The defenders don't know what they're coming up against. This guy is I don't want to say diamond in the rough, because he's a big name up in or down or wherever they are in Japan, but over the way, over to the eastern side, or the west rather. But you know, it's just a problem for defenders. He moves from side to side. He's always available.
Against him.
Do you know, he's going to cause absolute nightmares for teams in the Scottish League. You've seen that against Dundee. I know he didn't. He had a bit of a quiet night tonight, but do you know, he's going to score goals in this league. He's mentally, maybe even physically as well, because he can put himself about as well. He's deceptively strong, I would say. He can get himself about the place, but he's going to cause problems for defences in the Scottish League for sure.
The 2-goal hero brace for David Turnbull. The second goal especially is an absolute screamer. Still think there's more to come for his game as well. I genuinely do. I think there's a few times tonight when he played a cross-field pass and it wasn't quite coming off. But the thing that strikes out to me with this Celtic team, there's so many technicians in the middle of the park. Christie can play, Turnbull can play, Callum McGregor's about as good a technician as you're going to get, and the three of them, and Rogic, is the fourth one. The four of them, there's not really a lot of width there. I think we struggled at times tonight with width. Sometimes the team was really narrow, but in terms of like quality and moving the ball and trickery, the four of them are just incredible, and they're going to be such a joy to watch this season.
It's the space that Turnbull creates for himself. He's always an option. You never see him when he's out of possession. You never see him being crowded out, or he always seems to find these pockets, and he just makes himself so useful for Callum McGregor, or the rest of the Celtic midfield. Really, he's always in space. He's always looking to get forward. He took his 2 goals fantastically well, I thought, and I mean it's obviously way too early to tell. I think there might have been early concerns about Turnbull. He's maybe playing within himself a wee bit, sort of figuring out what Ange wants from him, but I think he really came to the fore tonight, and an excellent performance. And we were saying beforehand, we do sort of, there's kind of a paternal love for David Turnbull amongst the Celtic supporters. We all just want him to, he's just a class 3 guy, we all just want him to do well,
I think it's with with all the injury problems that he's had obviously at Motherwell before he signed with us, the whole saga that went on with Turnbull, we've got this sort of fatherly love for Turnbull. We want him to do well. I don't know if it's just me, but
I think it's just you two. I'm not really getting this.
No, do you know? You see, from 2019, from when I saw that we were linked with him, I was like, I want this guy. This guy. You look at the stats. He's getting a goal or an assist a game. He's always involved for Motherwell. So when we didn't push it through, when the fact that he failed his medical and they saw something sort of turn up in his medical, I was absolutely gutted for him. I was hoping that he would come back and be the same player. He showed that last season, the first 5 or 6 games. He is the same player, and he's back to Celtic. And it has taken a wee bit of adjusting to get used to Ange's methods. But you saw that tonight. He looks comfortable now. I think he's had that sort of bedding in period. I think it'll be a struggle to get him out of the team. I don't know about you, but I think he's ready to be in this team now.
He takes care of the ball so well, and the thing I love about it, the same goes for Callum McGregor. Ryan Christie can still be careless, but I think you kind of take that with him because he's going to give you maybe a bit of magic that the others aren't quite as likely to bring you. Rogic tonight I thought was brilliant. I thought it was one of his best games in a long time, and I'm talking seasons from Tom Rogic, because I thought tonight there was 2 or 3 moments when you've got the wizard in your mind, because he somehow, you can understand why he's called that, because there was 2 or 3 occasions in the game tonight when he had the ball in tight areas with 3 or 4 players around him, and he somehow managed to come out with the ball. This was the Tom Rogic of old. I don't want to get massively ahead of myself, because there's a long way he has to go.
You're allowed to be ahead of yourself.
And I don't think he's going to be a starter for us.
No.
Every game this season, I think he's going to maybe be the kind of player who can unlock defences like tonight and like Dundee. Not convinced you'd have him in the team at Ibrox or at Pittodrie or Easter Road or Tynecastle, etc., or tough European games. But he certainly has a lot of quality there. I just think that the team is oozing quality at the moment. They look so confident. That's the biggest compliment I can pay them. I thought they looked confident against Midfield in the first leg. I thought they looked really good, but they just look so much better. That result probably last Thursday, and even more so on Sunday against Dundee, seems to have kicked them on, and tonight's only going to accelerate that. Defence, anyone we want to pick out? One of you can talk about Joe Hart if you really want to now.
I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about Joe Hart, but I thought Starfelt had his best game in a Celtic top tonight.
Agreed.
not that he's got much to go with because he's only had a sort of like 2-3 games beforehand, but he looked very composed in the ball, always willing to pass that ball out quickly, and looked, again, like I said before, I'm backtracking a bit, but very, very composed in the ball. I think there's still another couple of years to go with Starfelt.
Yeah,
I think I read beforehand that Starfelt struggled to get with the Kazan sort of methods until his second season. And I think you're starting to see that at the start. He was struggling to get into the way that Celtic were playing, but after a while you're seeing he's getting slowly but surely into the way that Celtic want to play. And I think he's only going to get better.
Joe Hart, I'll take this one if you want. I thought, I just think he kind of oozes confidence, and I think that's what we want, something you can't say for Barkas and Bain. That double save was not a double save, sorry, it was, 30 seconds apart, but 2 saves he made, both brilliant. The reaction inside Celtic Park said, we want this guy to be a goalkeeper. We want to have a goalkeeper we can actually say is going to win us points, and I know tonight's game was probably out of reach anyway at that stage, but if one of those goes in, you never know how the tie can maybe get a wee bit interesting. Was it 2-0 at that stage?
Yeah, I think it was 2-0 so just before Forrest's goal.
Obviously I think the tie would still have been beyond Jablonec, but you never know. Guys, just amazing to be back, amazing to be in a pub. We've had our issues. Again, I apologise to all of you who tuned into the live stream last night. We are working on this. As I say, it's not for a want of trying. We will get there, just like Celtic will get there, lads.
True, we're in the rebuilding sort of process.
Maybe we'll make a signing before Celtic do, and by a signing I mean a router.
Who's taking my place?
I know.
Already?
Euan, Ryan, thanks very much. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to the channel as well, and we'll speak to you very soon. Take care.